Hi guys. This is ARKITAYODITO. Today I'm gonna share to you top 10 famous books for green architecture, sustainable design, or green building design. Let's get right to it. Dense plus Green. Innovative Building Types for Sustainable Architecture by Thomas Schropfer. This book is an exercise in figuring out the many imaginative ways in which ecological design has been executed all over the world. The author and the contributors, who are architects, urban designers, and urban planners, proffer topologies of dense and green buildings, dense and green building technology, as well as green design in the landscape of the city, and what dense and green urbanism means. Environmental Design Pocketbook by Sophie Pelsmakers. The book focuses on the environmental aspects of sustainability, with a focus, especially on housing developments, since most of the available frameworks are directed at this particular sector. The chapters are structured from the macro to the micro scale. The book concludes with Active Energy Systems, which supports the principle of prioritizing energy efficiency and the book's inclination towards passive design principles. It can be read from start to finish, or the reader can dip into relevant sections. Foundations of Landscape Architecture by Norman K. Booth. This book offers a written and graphic description of the interrelationship between form and space, two reciprocal entities that each rely on the other for articulation. The focus is on the use of form to delineate space in landscape architectural site design, a genre that encompasses such projects types as parks, urban plazas, courtyards, entry spaces, gardens, residential sites, and the like. Site design is the pedestrian scale of landscape architecture where meaning, art, and craft coalesce to forge environments that are directly experienced with all our senses. Green Architecture by Osman Atman. A Green Source Guide to Sustainable Architecture. This new Green Source book includes information on green technologies and materials needed to design and construct energy-efficient, environmentally friendly, and sustainable buildings. Green Architecture surveys and illustrates new developments, innovative techniques, and advanced technologies that will help restore the balance between the user and the natural environment. The book aids architects in understanding the engineering side of the design process. Green Building Illustrated by Francis D. K. Ching and Ian Shapiro. The book begins by exploring the goals of green buildings and by defining green buildings. It is strongly contextualized within the goal of reducing building-related carbon emissions to counter the increasing impacts of climate change. Various codes, standards, and guidelines are introduced, each of which sets forth requirements to give green buildings further definition. Philippine Green Building Code. The GB Code seeks to improve the efficiency of building performance through a framework of acceptable set of standards that will enhance sound environmental and resource management that will counter the harmful gases responsible for the adverse effects of climate change throughout the building's life cycle, including efficient use of resources, site selection, planning, design, construction, use, occupancy, operation and maintenance without significant increase in cost. This GB Code is a set of regulations setting minimum standards for compliance and not intended to rate buildings. Responsive Environments by Ian Bentley. This is a practical book about architecture and urban design. It is meant to be useful on the drawing board, so it does not tell you how to do things that most designers know already, such as how to plan buildings efficiently for a given set of activities, how to keep the weather out, how to lay out services, and so forth. Designers sometimes do these things rather badly, but at least ways of doing them well are known, and information about them is readily available elsewhere. Sustainable Landscape Construction by Kim Sorvig with William Thompson. Sustainable landscape construction is organized around principles that reflect the author's desire to put environmental ethics into practice. Each chapter focuses on one overarching idea. These principles of sustainability are clearly articulated and are developed through specific examples. More than 100 projects from around the globe are described and illustrated. The Greenhouse by Lana Stang and Christopher Hawthorne. The contents of this book and exhibition suggest that the sustainability movement, to use a now prevalent term, is reaching maturity. Many architects, engineers, planners, developers and clients have come to think more strategically about the environmental implications of building, especially in the domestic realm. Moving well beyond the simplistic inclusion of a few green materials or features, they are increasingly conceiving of houses as coherent holistic systems with extended life cycles that must be considered throughout the design process. Time Saver Standards for Landscape Architecture by Charles Harris and Nicholas Dines. This is a book about building on the land, a comprehensive process that involves several elements such as interaction with existing natural and cultural systems, dependence upon both site-specific and equipment-specific design and construction techniques, and the use of a wide range of materials and devices. The book covers some 50 topics, each comprising a separate section and grouped into 9 divisions. They are linked together by a system of cross-references. If you want more of these, you can visit and like our Facebook page to access different book compilations based on author or based on different architectural topics. You can also join our Facebook group so that you can have early access of the files, get a chance to request files, and have VIP access to inaccessible files. Thanks for watching. If you love our contents, hit the like and subscribe button. Peace out. And then copy this to the other side. Moving on again. Because I couldn't find an HD material of this flooring at the cafeteria, I decided to make it myself in AutoCAD. I found this among map from Reddit for reference. I started by tracing the part where the material repeats, and then adjusted it. Added the details, and then added the solid hatch that matches the floor color. I exported it as an HD PNG and it looks decent. After that I created a new material in V-Ray using the map that I made. Tweaked it a bit and it looked fine. Next one I made are the materials on the walls.